Journeys of James, railway transport, music and gaming news.
Did you honestly think I was done with this series? Well, you were wrong, because here I am, as it's time I was saying.
Welcome to Journeys of James, railway transport, music and gaming news.
So yes, this is all going good, and at least my voiceover guy didn't mess up the intro this time. Well, you were lucky I didn't. Anyway, before we get carried away, we're just gonna move on. So then, what is there to share tonight? Wait, what is this? Oh, and this? Coronavirus infection rate may be increasing, and the R rate could be as high as one in the UK now. Jeez, I don't think we need to listen to any of this. No, my voiceover guy, we don't. So move on from this and share some real news. Oi, don't you tell me when to move on. You want to battle it out, like? Go on then, come and get me if you're hard enough. What? Well, I assume that means you do want to battle it out. So then, let's do it. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, yes, Class 730s are confirmed for West Midlands trains. Ever since around August, these units have been doing test runs in Belém in Czech Republic. The units will be split into 36 3-car sets and 45 5-car sets. The 3-car sets will be known as 730-0s and will run on the cross-city line and will be capable of 90 miles per hour. On the other hand, the 5-car sets will be known as 730-1s and -2s. 29 sets will be -1 units and 16 sets will be -2 units and will run on services in and out of London and will be capable of 110 miles per hour. Altogether, 81 units are on order, and also they will be the first trains of the Adventure family to feature end gangways. The units will also be replacing the Class 319s, Class 323s and Class 350-2s, and are due to enter service sometime in 2021. Anyway, here they are on screen now, looking somewhat interesting. Now, in my opinion, they do look very good. The coupler is alright, and the doors do look like the doors on the other Adventures. Nice. The fronts aren't yellow though. The train also just looks like the 701, but with an end gangway on the front. Now, please prepare for me to go off and say, I'm not going on these trains. No, I don't want to. Yeah? Anyone? I'm kidding, of course I want to go on these trains when they enter service. Also in the news, it seems like the body shells of the new Avanti West Coast trains have now arrived at the Hitachi factory. Now, believe it or not, the trains are going to be known as Class 805s and Class 807s. The 805s will operate the London to Shrewsbury, Chester and North Wales services and will be 5 cars in length, while the 807s will operate the London to Liverpool, Birmingham and Blackpool services and will be 7 cars in length. The 5-car sets will be bi-mode trains and the 7-car sets will be electric-only trains. Now, I can't wait to see these trains in their livery, nor can I wait to see them out on test, and I most certainly can't wait for them to enter service. But of course, it does mean the end of the... Oh, my phone's ringing. Just give me a second, please. Hello? Oh, hello. It's someone called Sion's Train Videos, and he wants to say something regarding the Class 221. Oh. Yes? Really? Oh, guys, it seems like the Class 221s are going to cross-country. Though that's only what Sion says, so I don't know if it's truly right. But tell me if it is. Please. Also, for some news regarding the transport in London, the new DLR trains will start entering service in 2023. They are to replace the old-style trains that are shown on screen now. Like the Class 710s on London Overground, these trains will be fitted with air conditioning and USB charging points. The trains will also be built by CAF. Also, the new tube for London shall be coming in 2023 too, which will replace the trains on the Bakerloo, Piccadilly, Central and Waterloo and City lines, which will be amazing. And the 4 lines modernisation project shall be taking place, which should hopefully be completed by 2022 or 2023. This is to improve the way the Circle, District, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan lines all operate. For example, there will be new track laid out, which will make journeys a lot quieter and smoother for passengers. And also, the 1992 stock on the Central line is to receive a huge refurbishment, which includes a complete overhaul of the interior, adding new features such as wheelchair spaces, and even fitting the trains with passenger information screens, which is brilliant. Also, it looks like the current traction motors will be replaced with new ones. Yes, folks, and those traction motors will most likely sound like this. Or this. As it seems like those traction motors will be just like the ones used by the 2009 stock on the Victoria line and the S stock on the subsurface lines, all thanks to the name being displayed on screen now. That will be something. Mind you, it would be weird listening to the 1992 stock with motors that are used by other trains, and it certainly would be weird if the sounds were put together, but I'm sure it will still be great. Don't you think? Also in the news, Grand Central have restarted services again. Trains started operation on the 26th of July, which is good stuff. However, it was sadly announced that the London to Blackpool service would not commence due to the pandemic being too much of an obstacle for them. That means we won't get to see the Class 90s run, or ride them, which is very sad news. Hopefully the Mark IV coaches and DVT sets will find somewhere to go and operate, but the 90s themselves, heck knows where they'll end up. Also, Grand Central could really do with some new trains and replace those unreliable Class 180s, because wherever you find Class 180s, you'll find this guy, Paul Tyman, and he has something to say right now, and I think we all know what that might be.
You'll be going nowhere.
Yep, that's what I thought. In other news though, the Class 745-1 units for Stansted Express have entered service. This happened on the 28th of July, and there are 10 units altogether, like there are with the 745-0 units. It's fantastic news that this has happened, and I do look forward to getting on one. But of course, it does mean the end of the... Also, let's not forget about the Class 720s, which are also entering service soon. So that means the end of the... But we're not done, as the 755s run on the routes outside of London. So that means the end of the... And that's all the trains, isn't it? Oh no, you're joking. I seriously have to mention the... Look, we all know that the Class 90s have ended service now, so we won't go into any more detail about that. Okay? Good, moving on. Next headline. It seems as if some heritage railways have opened up to customers again. The first steam train was going around on test in August on the NYMR, and after that, many more heritage railways had trains going around on test. And the first steam locomotive ran on the Great Central Railway since lockdown. This is great stuff. We can now enjoy more of... Also in the news, A new agreement with the government was signed by Cross Country to continue operating the franchise until October 2023. Cross Country will also do a trial, which involves reducing the use of diesel to reduce the environmental impact. The turbo stars will be plugged in to an electrical supply while in depots. The Voyagers, on the other hand, will switch to battery mode while entering and exiting stations. Now, I do like the fact that the franchise has been extended, because now we can enjoy more of these, in their livery more than anything else. Also, for some gaming news, Train Simulator 2021 has been released. Fantastic stuff. You'll catch me doing a gaming video on that one day or another, and I do look forward to playing it. And lastly in the news, the Transpennine route that runs between Leeds and Manchester is to receive an upgrade, which involves doubling of the track to allow fast trains like the Nova 1 to overtake slower ones. The route will also be electrified, so that electric trains can run between Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester, York and Leeds. I look forward to seeing that in progress. And that's all we have for the main news. In other news, Northern's Class 195 and 301 units have travelled over 5 million miles. Amazing. 802020 is trying to send its support and love to the NHS. My word, how many trains need to do that? Well, it's all part of what the NHS are doing for us, and I think it would be good if the audience gave them a cheer too. Okay, audience, over to you. Now, I know this is something that happened over 2 months ago, but it's still coming in. Bear in mind, this is something sad, and whenever there's something sad to tell, we always have sad music. But that's not the music I want for this, as it's getting a bit old and repetitive. Instead, I'm using this piece of music. There we go. Now, here's the headline. A ScotRail HST derailed at Stonehaven on the 12th of August 2020 because of a landslip near Carmont. 9 people were on board the train, and of the 9, 3 lost their lives while 6 were badly injured, and locomotive 43030 was taken for scrapping. This image here represents what happened in the crash, and I think it would be good if we paid our respects to everyone who was involved in the crash and the train itself. Such a sad story this is. Right, let's move on before everyone bursts into tears. Here is something not so sad. Grand Central were named the best TOC in the UK. Great, that makes me want to travel with them. 70000 Britannia hauled the first steam charter service since March 2020. Glad to see that things are gradually going back to normal, although they aren't really because COVID cases are going up again. Right, moving on. The route from Liverpool to Norwich on East Midlands Railway could be split so that EMR trains only run from Norwich to Nottingham, and the rest of the route is operated by Transpennine Express or Northern. Come on, that is one dumb thing. Okay, maybe I am overreacting slightly, but still. Oh well, moving on. The last ever Intercity 225 train ran north of York on the 4th of September 2020. Now, who is gonna miss these trains when they are completely gone from the East Coast Main Line? Because I certainly am. Oh, voiceover guy, just roll a small tribute to them, please. Voiceover guy, that's the wrong train. Damn it, you've ruined the whole thing. The construction work for High Speed 2 has begun. That is just brilliant if you ask me. 390-119 has been repainted into... Well, it may not be the proper Vantage West Coast livery, but it's better than... I'm sorry, but we can't have any of that on this channel. More of the Class 230D trains for Transport for Wales have been going around on test. Nice. Some Class 90s have supported Freightliner decarbonisation objects. Quite cool. South Western Railway gave all passengers a refund of money. Those being passengers who had to cancel planned trips because of this thing right here. Where's my bucket? I'm about to throw up. Greater Anglia celebrated the first anniversary of their new fleet at the end of July this year. because of the Class 755s entering service towards the end of July last year. And it's just amazing how exactly a year later, the Class 745-1 units for Stansted Express also enter service. These are all new trains we're talking about, guys. And since we speak of new trains, I reckon it won't be long before the new Tyne and Weir Metro trains start to appear too. The first of the Class 701s for SWR have been going around on test in the southwest. And also, the trains will be known as Arterios. I think they'll still be part of the Adventure family though. And the new East Midlands Railway trains will be known as Class 810s. And my reaction to this is... Class 810? What weird class of a train is that? Hey, how dare you call that train class weird? Well, I thought you were respecting even the people who didn't like the idea of the train being called the Class 810. Yes, but I didn't mean you. Oh, you want to battle it out again, do you? Go on then, come and get me if you're hard enough. Alright then, let's do it. Well, it's finished, and the key thing to it is... We both won it. Yes. Right then, to finish off, we will be giving a shout out to GT Transport. Please check out his channel and give him a sub. He really needs more subscribers than the number he currently has, which is this. And now we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, hit both the like and subscribe buttons. And please take care, it is still very dangerous out there with... But anyway, stay safe also, and I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.